Alright, hello everyone and welcome to AEW Discussion. I'm your host on AEW Tuesdays, Dougie Doug. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing Worlds End pay-per-view, a new pay-per-view that AEW introduced this year, and their final pay-per-view of 2023, and they attempted to end things on a high note. Unfortunately, this pay-per-view kind of fell short of that. I would give it a meh sort of grade, and with that, we'll go ahead and get right into the action. Starting with the AEW Women's World Championship match. So the title was on the line as Timeless Toni Storm took on Rio. Luther would accompany to the champion to the ring as usual. Storm tried to big time Rio, but all it did was anger the former women's champion. She tried to slam Storm but couldn't even get her off the mat. Most of this match saw Toni Storm dominate Rio by overpowering her in the exchange. Luther was eventually ejected from ringside for getting involved too many times, giving Rio a chance to make a comeback. Much like the previous bout, this one got better. Much like the previous bout before this match, this one got better as it went on. Rio is a great underdog character, and Storm has been great as a tweener. The crowd is behind both competitors, but Storm would retain her title with an awkward-looking modified DDT. So as expected, Storm retains her title here. What's next with Toni Storm? Who challenges her next? Hopefully it's somebody that's not a former AEW Women's World Champion. Hopefully we can get a few built around, hopefully get a few involving somebody who is yet to get a title opportunity or hasn't won a the Women's Championship. TNT Championship, Christian Gage versus Adam Copeland, no DQ. This was a rematch between these two. No disqualifications to prevent any interference or use of weapons from ruining ruining the match. I think you get the idea, right? Last time there was interference, so let's throw out the rules and, that way interference doesn't cause a disqualification. There we go. We'll move on. The Red Dry Superstar attacked Cage during his entrance and sent the Wayne family running for cover. This wasn't a wrestling match, it was a fight. Nick and Shane and Wayne got involved at certain points, especially when Cage asked for weapons for them the ring. The crowd wanted fire, and Cage delivered when he set the table ablaze, but Copeland had relighted and then powerbombed Nick onto it. He didn't go through the table, but he kind of landed tailbone first and bounced off the table. So, I don't know what's worse, going through a table on fire or bouncing off a table that's on fire. The match didn't over. He hit Cage. Copeland hit Cage with his own finisher to end the match and become the new TNT champion. Kill Switch showed up behind Copeland as he was celebrating and attacked him. Cage convinced him to give his title shot that he won earlier on the 0 hour. The bell rang and Cage hit a spear to regain his title. The match itself was great, but the post-match stuff is debatable. Namely, what was the point of giving what's the point of giving Luchasaurus that win, but it was so that when Copeland beats Cage for the title, that Cage can then cash in and regain it. But also, I don't know, unless this leads to Kill Switch or Luchasaurus turning on Cage, what is the point? What exactly does this accomplish? What was the point of giving Copeland 11 seconds as a champion only to rip it all away? Hopefully he's okay. I don't know what happened after the match. Is a legit injury or not? But hopefully it's nothing serious, given his injury history and his age. Continental Championship, Eddie Kingston versus John Moxley, and the Continental Classic has been one of the best things to happen in AEW in a long time, and officially ended with the final match when Kingston and Moxley met to crown a Triple Crown champion. Danielson and Taz were some great commentary during the match about what kind of fighter each competitor is and how they use their strengths to their advantage. There was nothing pretty about this match. They used plenty of traditional wrestling maneuvers, but the way they did them was dirty and violent in the best way possible. Both of these men bring legitimacy to the ring, so whenever they face each other, it feels special. After a brutal exchange of stiff strikes, the Mad King defeated Moxley with a spinning tag fist to get the win and become the first modern Triple Crown champion. He celebrates with all 3 belts as the crowd gives him a standing ovation. So yes, congrats to Kingston here for winning this title here. He certainly earned it, and it's a great way to cap off excellent year in professional wrestling for Eddie Kingston. Main event, MJF versus Samoa Joe for the AEW Championship. And the main event of the night was the AEW World Title match. Not only is MJF legitimately hurt, but AEW put him through the ringer in the storyline, so he's coming into this one at a huge disadvantage. A special video played with multiple Long Island residents talking positively about MJF before he made his way to the ring in the flashiest robe he's ever worn. A few months later, he shot the crowd by bringing out Adam Cole. Max tried to stay confident, but Joe immediately began targeting his injured shoulder. The majority of this match was compromised of long sequences when Joe was in control, followed by short comebacks by the champion. MJF was unable to win with his signature power driver, and Joe reversed his trademark armbar. It seemed like anything MJF tried, Joe had an answer. When MJF asked for his ring, Cole took too long trying to find it and allowed Joe to lock in a rear naked choke. Much to the surprise of everyone, that is how this match ended. The ref checked on Max and he was out. So the bell rang, and Joe was crowned the new champion. At the end of this match, the ending felt strange. It was like, I don't know, the way the referee acted made it seem like this wasn't supposed to happen. But apparently it was the plan all along for Joe to win the title. Cole tried to comfort Max after Joe was gone. The crowd chanted BS until the Devil's Masked Men showed up. They attacked, and then the lights went out again, and came back on to reveal Cole sitting on the chair, looking at Max while Wardlow, Roderick Strong and the Kingdom unmasked behind them. MJF looked heartbroken and asked how Cole could do this to him before everyone attacked. The show ended with him and Cole and his crew standing tall. The main event was mostly great, but what came after is up for debate. So yeah, interesting way to close out the year for AEW, a new world champion. MJF written off TV to address his very legitimate issues. Adam Cole is also legit hurt too, so what exactly can you do for a follow-up with a double storyline? And hey, at the very least, the guys who are the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions of the Kingdom, so there's that. Also, MJF's contract is up in January 2024 too, so has he re-signed? You know, well, what happens there? I guess we shall see how that one plays out. So in conclusion, this pay-per-view had a couple of really great matches and moments when compared to every other major event AEW has held in 2023. This one might be considered the worst. It wasn't a bad show, but there were so many things that were overbooked, mediocre, or just plain wrong that it was hard to stay invested throughout the entire thing. Kingston winning was the biggest highlight of the night, but Gage and Copeland probably came close in second place. The twisted kill switch giving Gage his TNT title shot so he can win back his title is something that could lead the return of the Luchasaurus in the Emperor Room, but if not, it might be considered a pointless swerve for the sake of a cheap moment. All in all, Worlds End was a meh pay-per-view with a few memorable moments. And with that will conclude this episode of AEW Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below.